All right, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. We're gonna say that every day now. Um, it is June 24th, 2026 already, Wednesday. Um, Here we go with today's news. Operation Endgame disrupted Atomy Steel C and Suglosh infrastructure. I botched that, but it's okay. Euro announced that coordinated cyber attack against Gush Slush Academy Steel C malware ecosystems. Europol releases authorities. Private sector partners took action against 326 servers and 142 domains. Awesome. Identified and restricted more than Euro 41 million criminal cryptocurrency assets and recovered about 27 million stolen login credentials. 27 million login credentials. The Hacker News and the Bleeping Computers both reported the same core numbers today. Holy crap. So it looks like they took down the Slush Ghoulish. I am not even going to pronounce that right. And they recovered a couple million login credentials from them. And then as well as 41 million criminal cryptocurrency assets. That's awesome. Good job, guys. Keep it up. OpenAI and Broadcom announced Jalapeño, a custom AI interface chip. OpenAI and Broadcom announced Jalapeño, OpenAI first custom intelligence processor for large language model interface. OpenAI says engineering examples are already running machine learning workloads in the lab at target frequency power, including ChatGPT 5.3 Codex Spark, with internal development planned at the end of 2026. The announcement frames the chip as part of a multi-factor generation compute platform with Broadcom, Cisco, Microsoft, and other data center partners. Jalapeño, the next AI chip. Look out. Since it's going through Broadcom and the rest of the companies, it will go through. Microsoft says AI data center designs are cutting water intensity. Interesting. Microsoft published on June 24th update that its 2-decade push to reduce data center water intensity while cloud AI deems keep growing. Official Microsoft blog says the company replenished more water than it withdrew across global operations in the late 2025 and describes newer AI data centers that use closed-loop direct cooling with zero water evaporation during the operations. Microsoft said that 90% of its 2025 owned fleet operations with high efficiency, low to zero water cooling systems and Phoenix data center optimizations improved water use by 23% over year fiscal 2025. These closed loop systems, if they can just get it to the point where there's no water evaporation and there's no water being leaked, and I know a lot of the data centers now are trying to do this closed loop. Google just released something that they just did with a startup company, and they went underneath and it heats up the water so it can send it back to the data center, and then it goes and cools it and then repeats the system. They essentially have free. I don't even know if they used it as cooling or to turn the turbine. I'd have to look into it more, but maybe someone can comment below what it is. But if we can get to the point where everything's efficient and whatnot, and we're cooling the data centers without hurting us at the same time, that would be great. I'm all for it. CISA Active Exploration Catalog still points at small business network gear. Here we go. CISA known exploited vulnerabilities feed added 4 June 23rd entries with June 26 federal remediation due dates of CVE 2025 67036 in Linux EDS 5000 and CVE 2026 34908, CVE 2026 34909, and CVE 2026 34910. And Ubiquiti OS, just mentioned yesterday, CISA descriptions identified Lasinox issue is a command injection with root privileges and Unify OS issues as improper access control, path transversal, and command injection risks. Bleeping Computer reported that CISA is warning that active exploration affecting Unify, Ubiquiti, Unify OS, Lancernox, serial to Ethernet servers, while the Hacker News highlighted the critical Linux flaw. Anyone with this OS, we have people with this OS, we have updated you. Gotta get this patched. Anytime you have root privileges and you're doing an injection and someone can just do an injection, it's not good. So, patch. Please check your routers, patch. Cisco Unified CM exploration shows why voice systems need patch discipline. Cisco Advisory CVE 2016-20230 describes a server-side request for giving vulnerability in Cisco Unified Communications Manager, which pretty much manages all the Cisco phones, and Unified Communications Manager Session Management Edition. Cisco lists a issue as critical and says there are no workarounds, says successful exploration, and let unauthorized remote attacker write files to underlying operating system. Holy crap. That could later be used to elevate root access. The Hacker News reported today that the threat actors have begun exploiting the fraud as a proof of concept details become public. This is being exploited today. CVE 2016 again, 20230. Check and see if everyone's unified connection manager pretty much has to be patched. And it's giving them access to the root system, which is even more insane. So the computer it runs on could possibly get hacked as well. Good stuff. Cordley SIPS research highlights CI/CD supply chain risk. Notably, security published research on class that CI/CD workflow weaknesses called Corey creeps. The company says it founded exploitable GitHub action patterns involving command injection, broken authentic logic, artifact poisoning, and privileging escalation. The Hacker News reported today that Novelty scam about 30,000 high-impact repositories, more than 300 fully exploitable cases, and Dark Reading reported that vendors including Microsoft, Google, Cloudflare, Apache, and Python, everyone else but the kitchen sink. Just kidding on the kitchen sink. We were part of disclosure and hardening the story. Okay, for everyone, oh my god, I'm over 8 minutes. Okay, so for everyone, real quick, if it's a 0-day patch, patch it now. That means they're exploiting it. The hackers are out there. They know about it. The majority, I will tell you right now, the majority of the stuff that is insane, we haven't heard about yet, or they haven't talked about in the public. And these people are sitting here all day trying these exploits out. And I know because I used to be an exploit finder. You hammer the systems all day and you see what you can get away with. And whenever you find the golden goose, the code that's weak, the code that stands out and says, aha, it's kind of like when you're playing hide and seek with your friends, right? You know they're going to be in a specific area, but you don't know exactly where they are. Maybe they're wearing different clothes or whatever, but you're looking for that one person. And as soon as you find that person, it's like, you found them. There's a little success, there's a little just like, oh my God, I found it. And so when I would do this, I would go and look for those aha moments. And so when I found those aha moments, I never told anyone, because the second you tell someone, you're letting them know on a little secret that you know about. And so the majority of the stuff that you don't hear about. And if you do hear about it on a 0-day, someone showed it to someone out of the greater good of all of us, and they said, look what I found. And they either get a bounty off of it, meaning they get paid by the company, Google or anyone else, to basically reveal what the heck is going on. And so everyone hates patches. I hate patches. I hate to do them. And it changes a lot of stuff. But you know what? It does help for the security, and it does allow the bad people out in some cases. Code is so insane now. But I'll get off my rant here because we're right at 10 minutes. But everyone have a good day. Stay safe out there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.